Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Minecraft with Awesome St.Cool. I, as always, am Awesome St.Cool. And it's been a little while since I made a new episode, and that's because a lot of shit happened. Basically, I recorded half of an episode, but never got around to finishing that recording. So trying to finish that up actually turned out pretty poorly. And a lot of stuff has happened since then on the server. So I figured this episode will just now be a walk and talk instead of me actually trying to show me do stuff. Um, so yeah, what we've got now is a villager breeder in this mountain. So up here, we're going to see the holding cell first. So basically, all the villagers that get born, oh, they're actually breeding inside the tank. They all get born and come into here, but they come from up here. And this is based off a design originally by DocM77 on the Mindcrack server. And basically, what happens is they get fed, and then they make babies, and then you can kind of see it, but there's a little hole on the side, and it's 1 block tall, which is big enough for babies to fit through, but not adults. So the adults end up just sort of pushing the babies through the crack, and then they fall into a little holding cell. They fall into a bunch of water so they don't get hurt. And we needed that so we could make these farms over here. This one on the left is for carrots, and that one on the right is for potatoes. And as you can see, he's probably going to do it right now. Oh, no, he didn't do it. But the farmer villager goes around, picks the crops that are fully grown, replants them, and then he comes in here, and he keeps looking like he's going to do it. But he comes in there and he tries to share the carrots with this other villager. I believe it's a librarian. And so he just kind of chucks the crops, and they end up going in the hole instead of into the librarian's inventory. And then there's like a whole ice tunnel underground that leads into that chest. And when that chest gets filled up, the rest goes up into the mountain to feed the villagers and keep the breeder running. And this block right here has a piston under it that's hooked up to a timer to give incentive for the farmer to come back to this spot and notice this villager and try to feed him. Because as long as this block is open and there's nothing planted in there, the farmer is always going to try to come plant there. So when he comes, see, he just did it. So when he comes to plant there, there's a really good chance he'll notice that villager and be like, oh, let me give you some carrots, bruh. And also, with 1 block being open, it makes him want to do work. If that wasn't open, he would just stand still. He would have nothing to do, basically. But because that block is open farmland, he goes and picks the crops and replants them. Because he's trying to get something in that space. And the same thing happens on this side. but it's potatoes instead. And rotten potatoes he won't pick up, and I don't want anyway, so they'll eventually just despawn. And then all around these farms, I have mob traps. So zombies at night will try to come get the villagers, but they can't actually walk on this, but they think they can, and they fall in there and then get sucked into a cactus. And then they take a bunch of damage and die. I don't have that hooked up to a collection system yet because nothing down there is really useful yet. Like I don't really need rotten flesh, and I don't really need skeleton drops because skeletons also will fall in there in the morning trying to get out of the sun. They'll think this is shade, and they'll try to walk over it, and they'll just fall in. Um, the other thing that I've worked on is a better looking horse breeder. And actually, as you can see over there, we've got a bunch of horses already. Um, and I think I had the horse breeder. It's not automatic or anything, but I think I had one set up over here in the first couple episodes. But I tore it down to make something that looked a lot better. And this definitely looks a lot better. But again, if I've already explained it, the basic principle is you bring a horse up here, and adult horses technically take up 2 spaces. They're 2 blocks wide, so they can't fall in this hole. No matter how hard you try, that horse is not going to fall in this hole. But a baby horse is only 1 block wide, so it'll fall through. So you just come out here on this little walkway, feed that one, and then a baby will pop out and it'll go in that hole eventually. And then it'll come down here and I got stuff down here. You feed it hay bales, it'll grow up real quick, and then you take it over the tester. And you test the speed, and then eventually, I think probably next episode, I'll try to build a jump height tester. I've wanted to build one for a while. I have one worked out in creative mode, but it's pretty complex, so I have to like practice a couple times and like really study it to make sure I don't screw it up or take like 10 hours to build it. And these 2 horses are actually really good horses to be breeding together because Jet right here actually is the fastest possible horse that you can get in the game, which on that tester that we built is a score of 19 or a rating of 19, however you want to put it. So Jet is actually the fastest horse we can possibly get, and Getty is at maximum hearts. He's got 15 hearts. So by breeding them together, we can get a super fast, super healthy horse. But I haven't tested their jump heights, so I don't know if they're good at jumping or not. So that's the one like really big variable is they could be the worst jumpers ever. And we could have a really fast, really strong horse that can't jump. Um, so we need that jump tester. So I'll probably do that next time. Also, I don't know if Christine had really done a whole lot the last time I kind of walked around and showed stuff, but this is her house. Pretty sure I already showed that. And it's got a really cool shape, and I like it. But she's also built this barn, which actually doesn't look that bad. and she's got a couple horses in here. I donated a few from breeding that I didn't want, but they're still decent horses. Like they're not bad at all. They're just not the perfect horse that I'm looking for. Um, and then I don't think Acorn's really done a whole lot. I think he's pretty much stayed the same. So I'm not gonna waste the time going over there to show you his place. Um, yeah, that's actually pretty much all I have to show. Um, oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but if I already did, then whatever, I'm cool with it. But there was actually like a huge hill here, a couple of them, and I blew them up with TNT and recontoured them all to give us a nice open area. There's actually supposed to be 3 farms here as well, but the middle farm interfered with the 2 side farms. Um, Basically, what would happen is if there was open farmland on this side of that wall, even though he can't get to it and technically he can't see it, the villagers in the side farms would try to get to that farmland. And if they couldn't actually get to it, they would just stand and stare at that one block and they would not do any more work. So I got rid of the middle farm. It was actually wheat, which I don't really need a whole lot of. Yeah, the whole point of what I was just saying is we basically chopped this hill in half, and now you can see Acorn's house a little better. And I think that's going to be it for this episode. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube stuff. Yay! Um, I'll try to get a new episode sooner than like a week and a half after the last one. See you later.